Hello, Stampers. Happy Wednesday. It is October the 13th. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness, where's the time going? We are just past the Canadian Thanksgiving, and yeah, and Christmas is coming fast. So we're going to make this beautiful card tonight. It is featuring the Designer Series paper from Peaceful Place and the Peaceful Cabin bundle. So I am absolutely positively in love with this. So just let me get set up on my iPad so I can follow along if people are with me, hopefully. Sorry for being late. Leave a comment if you're here so that I know my iPad is working. Sorry for being late. It was just, one of those days, just work, and I couldn't get away. But here I am. I'm only a few minutes late, just 15, so that makes me happy. But I do apologize for being late. So this card is actually really easy to make. It may not look easy, but the stamp set and the DSP does all the work for us. So if you haven't seen this DSP, let me just put the card away. Hey Chris, how are you? Oh, you love that set too. Hey Heather, how's it going? I am absolutely in love with this bundle. Oh, look at my nails. Don't even look at my nails. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I've been stressed, so I've been picking my nail polish off, and look at them. Oh, okay. We won't look at that. Let's just pretend that they're beautiful manicured. So the DSP is stunning. It is a specialty paper, so it has some silver in it on one of the sides. I don't know if you guys can see that sparkling, but it is just beautiful, and it's whites and grays and blacks. So I'll show you. I don't have very much left. This is all I have left of the pack. So these are some sparkly snowflakes, some really cute Christmas trees, some other Christmas trees with snow in the sky. And then on the opposite side, it's just some real neutrals. That's the specialty size. Paper that you can, you know what, you guys, you can color this. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, I'm in absolute awe of this whole suite. The only thing that's not available in the suite right now is the organdy ribbon, which is gorgeous, but it's coming back, I think, this week. So, all right. So let's get started. And I apologize right now if I'm a little bit discombobulated. That is just, where I am right now. But bear with me. It might give you a good laugh. Okay, so what do we need to make this card? We need half a piece of Night of Navy. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. And we are, see, I didn't even score it. We are going to bring in our handy score tool, and we are going to score it at 4 1/4. So normally I will post a blog right after the video, but because I'm a little bit late tonight and I haven't done the dogs yet, because I got to watch dogs, my blog will be updated a little bit later. Okay, so it won't be done tonight, but I will post the measurements if anyone's looking for them at the bottom of this video on Facebook. Okay, so we need this piece of cardstock, okay? We need one of the pieces of the DSP, and this, you actually get 6 panels of this it's a 6 by 6. So you get 4 panels of this on a sheet. We're going to be using this, and then we're going to be trimming it down so that it will fit on the front of the card, because right now obviously it's too big, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to do some fancy dancy things to it before we do. And then we just need some scrap for stamping, and then I just cut these out with a die. And of course I cannot for the life of me remember which set it's from, but I will post that in the video. These are actually from the same die, and all I did was run it through, because I wanted the white one to be smaller. So all I did was run it through twice, and I just moved the die down. So I cut it out the first time, and it was the same size as the Night of Navy. And then the second time I cut it, I just put the die down. I wish I could remember. Oh, sorry, I told you this might be comical. I'm just going to go through my dies and see if I can find them right now. But I'm not going to, oh, I did. I found it. Okay, so just so you know, all I did was I ran it through like this, and I got a cutout this size. And then I ran it through again, and I just placed it down like this. And then I got a cutout this size. Okay, so it's the exact same die. You can see the widths are the same. I just made it shorter. So that's a way that you can make layering dies out of one label. So you just move it down, run it through again. It'll chop this part off, and it'll be a little bit smaller, and then you can layer them. So this die is from which I haven't played with yet, the seasonal label dies. All right, glad I found it. Okay, so DSP. This DSP is originally black, gray, and silver. So all I did was I brought out my blends. I brought out the light Evening Evergreen, and I colored the trees. So I've done these ones already, and the trees, you can see little white patches on it, and that is snow. So I don't want to color all of the snow. I want to leave some white. And all I did is just really quickly go in between the snow. Can you guys see that? I'll try and move it on an angle so you can see. So I'm just really quickly just coloring in the areas of the DSP that are shaded. And what it does is it gives the illusion of snow on the tree. Isn't that cool? So just let me finish this. I did all the other ones because I figured you guys would not want to sit here for 20 minutes and watch me color trees. So I did a bunch beforehand so that I could demonstrate it, but you didn't have to watch it all. If you guys are leaving a comment, sorry, I'm concentrating. I'm having a hard time multitasking today. Okay, so that's all I did. Colored that. Cool. And I wanted a little bit, I didn't want it gray. I wanted a little bit softer. So I just brought in my Balmy Blue and my blending brushes. And all I'm going to do, let me move all the paper over so I don't get it all dirty. All I'm going to do is put some ink on. Am I on the paper here? And I'm just going to rub it off and add some ink to the DSP. So the DSP you can color, you can stamp on, you can blend on. So don't be afraid to use your DSP other than just as a piece of paper. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could stamp sentiments on here. I could do a lot of things. All right, so we're just gonna go in, blend this. So I just wanted the sky to be a little bit lighter, not gray, just a really pretty winter sky. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay, then what we're gonna do is we are going to stamp our cabin. So we're gonna set this aside. I'm not gonna cut it right now because we still have some stuff to do on that. But I want to stamp my cabin. I am gonna color it in blends. Hey Claire, how's it going? So I am using Memento ink on the stamp, and this is one of those distinctive stamps. It is gorgeous. The amount of detail. Oh, I'm in love. Love, love, love. Okay, so I'm just going to stick it anywhere because I'm going to be cutting it out. Put it down. Look at the detail. Isn't that awesome? Oh, Stampin' Up has done it again. All right, and then we're just going to quickly color this with crumb cake. So I'm just going to go lightly over it with the light one first. Okay. And you can see on this image, there's some areas that are a little bit darker. So Stampin' Up has told us where we should be putting our shadows. So you know that this whole wall under here is shadowed. Okay. I gotta concentrate, get this thin line. And I went up here. All right, if you go Side of lines doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to add a little bit of shadows with the dark crumb cake now. Doesn't have to be perfect. You guys would do this a little bit slower. I'm doing this really quick because I'm sure you do not want to sit here for an hour and watch me color. So that's it. That's all we do with that. So then the next thing we're going to do is we are going to bring in our dies. I'm not going to bring the big shot over, but I will show you how to line them up. And we're going to cut this house out. Okay, so all we do is line it up just like this. Throw it through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And give me 1 second. I'm just going to do it off to the side here. I would bring it in, but you should see my craft room. My craft room has had a tornado go through it. I was cutting like all weekend for our retreat. All weekend. It took me days, but I'm almost done. I'm so excited. All right. Okay, so there we go. We have our house cut out. So now what we're gonna do is I wanted to make this look a little bit more snowy, and the same with the trees here. So have you guys tried? Okay, don't laugh at the way I have this set up. Hey Linda, how's it going? So this is our embossing paste, and I have found that the embossing paste can dry out on me before I've used it. So I've come up with this little contraption. Keep the bag that it comes in when you buy it, because it is a Ziploc. So what I do is I wrap it in saran wrap or food safe wrap, and I put a damp sponge inside, and this keeps my paste good as new. So I don't need to worry about it drying out on me. So if you guys have never used this, it is a shimmery white embossing paste, and it adds texture to your cards. So I also leave the lid on. So I'll just flip this up. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Inside, it's just like a little paste. It's like, and it hardens. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take a paintbrush and we're going to add some snow. Okay, so I'm not going to make you watch me do it all, but I'll just show you. So all I do is scoop up a whole bunch, and then I just kind of pat it where I want the snow to be. So I want snow everywhere, but I want it thicker in some of these shaded areas. Okay, so I'm just gonna go like this all the way along, up at the top. Okay, and then along the bottom. See how easy it is? And you can just, if you don't want it as thick, then you can paint it. I'm kind of dabbing it because I want it thick. I want it to look like I have piling up snow on the cabin and on the ground. Okay, and then it does take a little while to dry. It's not too bad, but it does take a little while. I have a puppy beside me, so my husband just came home. So he might start howling, so I do apologize. And you just kind of go around, and that's all you do. Isn't that neat? And then you let it dry. So can you see that? Can you see the texture on here? Cute. Okay, now I'm going to set that aside. And then what I did with the DSP is I did the exact same thing. Now, I'm not going to make you watch this. You do want to wash your stuff right away because it will harden and it will ruin it. But I did the exact same thing on the tree. So I just kind of, all those white spots I told you about earlier, I just kind of went along with the paste and added snow to the tree. Okay, so again, just scoop some up and just dot it down. Okay, so I did this earlier so that you guys didn't have to watch me. So I'm just going to lay this aside. I am going to wrap this up so it doesn't dry out on me. And I will bring out a dried paper so you can see I've added it all here. Just let me wrap up my little contraption. So if you guys have never used this, this stuff is a lot of fun, especially for snow. It is in the annual catalog, and we do have a matte one as well. So it's not just the shimmery one, but for the snow, I do like this, the shimmery one. Okay, so we're ready to go on to the next step, if I can find a place to put my dirty paintbrush. So now what we want to do is we want to trim this down to fit our card front. So we've let this dry, okay, and we're just going to bring in our paper trimmer and we're just going to trim it to 4 by 5 1/4. So I want this full tree here. I don't want to cut this tree off, so I'm just going to cut off this end here. So I'm just going to do 4, and I want the top of the tree still. So I'm going to do 4 and 5 1/4. Okay, so put that aside, and now we have our card front. So I don't know if you guys can see, but what I've done is I've kind of tucked the cabin in underneath the tree. Okay, so in order to do that, I'm going to have to cut a little slot in here. So I don't need all of this here, so I'm just going to trim that off, because that's a lot of cutting in. Oop. And I'm going to bring my really yucky, very well loved cutting plate. And all I'm going to do is place where I want the cabin. So I kind of want it to go right along here. Hopefully I'm on the screen. Can you guys see that? So I want it to go right along here. So I want this part to tuck in between these branches here. So all I'm going to do is take an X-Acto knife, and I am just going to cut. It doesn't have to be pretty, but I am just going to cut an area around here so that I can stick my cabin underneath it. Okay, so it's just a little flap. I'll need to go a bit bigger. I'm just making sure I'm in the right spot. And I'm just going to keep going until it fits. All right, I am totally ignoring comments. I apologize. I am concentrating on this card. Okay, let me stick it in. Okay, so I want it to go in a bit further because I don't want to cut my cabin off. Okay, we're almost there. So it's just a little bit of fiddling to get this side in. I'm going to trim this down a little, make it a bit easier on me. And we're just going to stick her in. This does work. It's not as hard. I'm just having one of those nights. So it looks like I'm fiddling, but I'm not. It's pretty easy to do. It's just not working for me tonight. Of course, because I'm live. There we go. Okay. So I do want it to move over a little bit more. It's not going to happen. Let's see how is that going to look if I trim. I'm just going to trim. Well, I'm going to trim this off. I'm just going to go right like that and just make it look like a roof. So I'm getting rid of the one pillar. Okay? And so all we're going to do is we're going to add adhesive to the back of that, and then that is ready to go in. So sharp things and me do not get along, kind of like liquid glue and me. So I'm putting my thing away before I cut myself. So I'm not, oh, I wasn't going to take it out because I didn't want to get glue everywhere. But here we go. All right, so I'm just going to put some liquid glue on here. I'm going to find my little hole, and I'm going to stick it in again. And there we go. So that, by putting it behind, it just gives it a little bit more depth on the card. Hey Claire, how's it going? Okay, so now I got glue everywhere. I've got, at least I don't have blood. I haven't cut myself yet. Okay, do you guys remember this? This is really cool ribbon. This came out last year at Halloween and it continued, and it is actually perfect for wintry because it's glittery. Glitter. I love glitter. So all I'm going to do is cut a little piece of it, oops, so that I can wrap it around the back and attach it. So you could use seal, seal plus, tape, depending on what you want. I'm just putting that around here, and I'm gonna just get some, what's the first adhesive I find is seal. So I'm just gonna stick some seal down here. It's all, the front of the card's textured, so the seal's not going on very well because it's not flat. This side's better. Okay, and I do want to make sure I'm putting this on straight. And I'm just going to stick it there. And there you go. We've got a cute little ribbon. All right. Oh, I'm glad you're loving this card, Claire. I love this set. Love it, love it. Okay, so we can attach this now. So I'm going to just put some glue on the back. I like to use glue because I don't do anything straight, and it gives me time to actually realize I'm not straight and straighten it up. So if I were to use seal, I wouldn't have that little bit of wiggle room to move it. So I do like using liquid glue. All right, so we're almost done, guys. This card does take a lot longer than the video because I did a lot of the painting and that beforehand. And I had the drawing time already, so it's the magic of video that makes me be able to get it done today, or this fast. So I'm just going to stamp a sentiment. May you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season. I think that's perfect. So hopefully I have it straight. We will see. Not too bad. I'm closing this before I end up in it. And I am going to, so I'm just going to glue this on, and then if I can actually find my dimensionals in my tornado room, we will pop it up with some dimensionals. And then for the inside, all we need is a piece of 5 1/4, 4 by 5 1/4, and of basic white. And we can just put in whatever sentiment you want. And that is it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed making this card. Thank you for joining me, even though I was a few minutes late. And yeah, we're almost done. So I am offering, we're not doing this card in the class, but I am offering a class featuring this bundle. If you are interested, registration is open until the 21st. I will put a link at the bottom of the video when I edit it with the dimensions. And there we go. Isn't it pretty? I love the texture that the embossing paste adds to it. And this set is gorgeous. Perfect for just really, you know, serene cards, sympathy cards, masculine cards. It's just beautiful. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this card and playing with the paste. We haven't played with that on a live yet, so that was my first time. And I hope you guys have an amazing week, and we will talk soon. Bye for now.